Now let us talk about Bihar. As per the exit polls, BJP is doing very well, but there are a number of seats that are being contested closely. Battle for Bihar. Now let me take you through seats where the contest is very close. Madhepura is one seat. Banka is another seat. Munger is another seat. Valmiki Nagar is another seat. Sitamarhi is another seat. Supol is another seat. Saran is another seat. So not 5. Saran, Supol, Sitamarhi, Nagar, Valmiki Nagar, Munger, Banka, Madhepura, Kishanganj. These are closely contested seats. All of them have difference of margin less than 5%. The fight is between RJD, Congress and BJP, JDU combined. BJP sits pretty, but a number change can affect a lot of seats. Let us play out the reaction of Manoj Kumar Jha and Samrat Chaudhary first before I go back to the guests.
ये व्यक्ति जिसका नाम तेजस्वी यादव, इसने प्रधानमंत्री जी की हवा टाइट कर दी। प्रधानमंत्री जी रोजगार पे नहीं बोले, ये रोजगार पे बोलते रहे। आर्थिक सामाजिक न्याय पे नहीं बोले, ये उस पर बोलते रहे। अगर उसके बाद भी वो फिर से प्रधानमंत्री बनते हैं तो मुझे तो चिंता होगी कि लोकतंत्र मेरा उतना स्वस्थ नहीं है जितना हम सोचते हैं। इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूं 4 जून का इंतजार किया जाए। क्या होता है एग्जिट पोल? बिहार के संदर्भ में 2 बार अब हमने देखा है, मुंह की खानी पड़ी सबको, तो वैसा ही कुछ होगा 4 जून को।
पूरे बिहार में 40 सीट पर चुनाव हो रहे हैं, लेकिन 2 सीट जहां पर लालू जी का परिवार चुनाव लड़ रहा हो, वहां हिंसे के बल पर, गुंडागर्दी के बल पर चुनाव जीतना यह अत्यंत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। लालू प्रसाद जी 2005 के पहले के बिहार की तरफ ले जाना चाहते, जहां वो बूथ कैप्चरिंग करके चुनाव जीतते थे, बिहार के लोकतंत्र को संसार करने का काम करते थे। इसलिए पूरी तरह हम लोग, पूरी सरकार और पूरी तरह इलेक्शन कमीशन से भी हम लोगों ने आग्रह किया है इस पर शीघ्र से शीघ्र कार्रवाई हो। और ऐसे लोग जो अपराधी के बल पर राजनीति करते हो, बिहार की जनता ने पूरी तरह देखने का भी काम किया।
So I'm saying, can exit polls go wrong? And this is the poster on which I have based my show on. Can exit polls go wrong? Yes, they went wrong in 2004. Everyone gave numbers to Vajpayee and Sonia Gandhi came to power. Exit polls can go wrong. We have done an excellent exit poll. But today I'm just being the devil's advocate. Exit poll ka sahi hona is one thing. Then there is something called margin of error. You say they'll get 200 seats. They might end up with 240 seats. Sometimes you say 300 seats. They might end up with 270 seats. So margin of error takes place. Let me just go back to Jayanto. Jayanto, Bihar is being contested very intensely. There are seats where you have up close and personal battle. So how do you think the Bihar is going to shape up? BJP no doubt is an advantage, but do you think that Tejasvi can spring up a surprise, Jayanto?
The particular seats that you showed...
These are seats, for example, which I've taken from the exit polls that are below 5%. I don't want to
This is not 2019 or previous data.
This is exit poll data. This is exit poll data.
The seats that you are sharing with us, yeah, I do agree with you. These are going to be very tight. And remember one thing, the situation has totally changed. Because what Nitish Kumar, the present chief minister, I think it's been continuing for a long time now. After his fast movement, if I can put it that way, between this side and that, his acceptance may not be where it was. So all this that you have shown, there a few of them. Let's take the example of Patliputra. So in Patliputra, it's a kind of a niece versus uncle. So this niece versus uncle is a direct fight between the RJD and the BJP. So therein today, under the circumstances where the I.N.D.I.A Bloc is together, there may be Misa Bharti may have a little advantage. We can say that. But in certain places where the JDU is there it may be difficult to retain. And considering that 5% and less than 5% difference that you have found out during your last, I think, opinion poll plus exit poll, if I am right, therein I would say that yes, it gets really tight in all these places. But the overall figure, the way you have projected it, I do tend to agree that the RJD will not be zero, obviously this time. They have the support of the other parties also. and if they're able to transfer the votes to each other, because remember one thing, that earlier there was a tacit understanding, but not a direct understanding. They did very well during the assembly when they actually came together.
I think, you know, one of the interesting thing which I would like to point out here is that, you know, that the JDU is the weak link. It is not the BJP which is the weak link, JDU is the weak link, and majority of seats which you are showing right now here, Supal, Madhepura and others,
Madhepura, Banka, Munger, Valmiki
most
Nagar.
of these are JDU seats. It's a fight between JDU and RJD.
Sarang, Kishanganj, Sitamarhi.
0.27, 0.5, 1.2. I think the RJD has a much better chance of converting them into victory than JDU has.
I think I should take Ajit to his home turf. Ajit?
I completely agree with Brijesh that because we already know that the BJP is sweeping all the 17 seats. So it's precisely the JDU seats which are under trouble. We also know that Chirag Paswan is winning 4 out of 5. So basically we are left with the JDU seats. My own understanding is, and it's a very simple rule of the thumb, if these seats are in the north of Bihar, Mithilanchal, which you have pointed out, like Supol, for example, it's bang in the middle of Mithilanchal. Obviously, the BJP is going to, the NDA is going to win that. If it is not in Mithilanchal, if it is in, let's say, central Bihar or southern Bihar, that's where the RJD has a strength. Why am I saying that? Because the Yadav belt is mainly in central Bihar, south of Ganges or in the I.N.D.I.A area. Whereas if you go to Mithilanchal and Simanchal, these are dominated by, of course, Muslims. Simanchal is dominated by Muslims. But in Mithilanchal, these are dominated by Brahmins, Dhanuks, and let's say the fishermen community. And these have all moved towards the BJP. So if you look at the picture of Bihar, it's like a simple explanation is North Bihar, north of the Ganges, totally with the I.N.D.A. South Bihar, some of these seats, especially as I said, the I.N.D.I.A area. And the I.N.D.I.A area is basically the area which is right next to the Ganges to the south. That is precisely where the RJD will win a few seats, as we are predicting something like 7 to 8.
Okay. Vijay, your thoughts on it?
Well, say as far as Bihar is concerned, my knowledge is very limited, and that's something which I certainly would not want to hazard a guess when there are experts like you and Ajit ji around. But clearly, this is something, these are the two states, I would say, UP and Bihar, where entire South India is looking for, because the kind of shift, from 2014 to 2024 that we are seeing in the South, where the BJP has got distanced. Annamalai was talking about North-South divide. Let me tell you very clearly, the North-South divide is very visible over here, and is something which is not a political game. It is something which is a very clear day-to-day life that people are now talking about North-South divide. And that is a big concern, I would say, for the simple reason, because even now in this elections, people say, or, when you talk on the streets to the people, they say it's only the North states like UP and Bihar that the BJP is banking on. And, if pulls around a victory, it would be only from these cowbell states. So clearly, this is something where the voting patterns have shifted. And, the kind of curiosity that is there for the southern states result in South India, it's also there for UP, Bihar, because clearly the fortunes of the country will be changed by these two states. Is what is the expectation, the performance as Ajit ji was saying, or you were talking about. I think to 100 to start off from two states